Everyone thinks this is one of the best passports and citizenship in the world. And maybe it is when you're only looking into visa-free access that this passport is granting you, or when you're looking into how many countries you can visit visa-free with this passport. However, if you're looking into taxes that you need to pay as a resident, or in most of the cases as a citizen, as you're kind of naturally living there, how hard it is to leave that tax system, or ability to hold any dual citizenship, or in some cases like restrictions that country impose on its own citizen, you will quickly realize this is not the best citizenship in the world to have. Hi, I'm Jovana from Nomad Capitalist, where we help entrepreneurs and families achieve their financial freedom and go where they are treated the best. And in today's episode, I will be telling you more about best passport per Nomad Capitalist Index that has been published today, and you can check the whole rating in a link in the description below. In the last years, Nomad Capitalist has been publishing the most comprehensive study about passports and citizenship in the world, called Nomad Capitalist Index. Why am I saying it's the most comprehensive? We don't only measure visa-free access that you can have by holding a passport of certain country, but when creating a Nomad Passport Index, we factor in a couple other things. The first things that besides visa-free access we factor in is taxation. Our scoring for taxation goes from 10 to 50, where 10 is given to countries such as US that are imposing taxation on its own citizen, and on the other spectrum of that is 50 for the countries that are tax-free. 20 and 30 are reserved for countries that do have a residential tax system, but they have worldwide taxation. So they will tax their residents on their worldwide income. 20 goes to countries that have very high taxes, 30 to countries that have slightly more moderate taxes. 40 goes to taxes that do have territorial tax countries, meaning that they do not tax their residents on their worldwide income, but only on the income that is earned in that country. The next factor is perception of a country, that is based on a Human Development Index, also grading 10 to 50, where 50 goes to the most developed countries. One of the most important things when looking into citizenship of certain country is ability to hold dual citizenship. So whether that country is allowing its citizen to obtain a second passport, or a third or fourth, or it doesn't allow them at all. Obviously, there are some mushy middle, where they are allowing only if someone was born in another country, or they are allowing under certain circumstances. And the fifth factor that we're looking into is overall state of freedom in the country. Due to these factors, you might be surprised not to see in our top 10 countries, such as Japan, that is well known that it has one of the best passports in the world when it comes to visa-free travel. And why that is the case? Because Japan is, first of all, a high-tax country that taxes you on a worldwide income. It's really hard for its residents to leave Japanese tax system. It also does not allow dual citizenship. It allows in only certain cases where if you are born in another country and by that merit you get a citizenship somewhere else. So when you're looking into those factors, it quickly becomes obvious that this is not the best passport or citizenship to hold. Also, because we're mixing those factors, you might see that countries frequently change, or they're changed year by year in their position on our list. So even if some country didn't really change the number of visa-free accesses, it might have increased on our list or might have dropped. Let's say if the state of freedom is jeopardized in that country, or they have passed very tricky immigration law, or they have increased or decreased their taxes. Some of the top countries per our list in the world belong to two Scandinavian countries, Finland and Sweden, with more than 170 countries that passport holders can visit visa-free. However, what reduces their score is their taxation system. So both of those countries have residential taxation. It is imposed on your worldwide income, but both of those countries do have taxes that are higher than 50%. New Zealand has slightly improved its rating on our list comparing to the previous year. And unfortunately, that's not because they have passed some dramatic changes. It is because many other countries have decreased their ratings due to different events that were happening in the world in the last year. German passport is well known as being one of the best passports to hold when it comes to visa-free travel. However, inability to hold dual citizenship and economic events that have followed the Russia-Ukrainian war has slightly changed the picture of Germany and decreased its rating comparing to last year. A European Union country that is frequently under the radar, and no one really thinks about it when thinking about good citizenships to hold, is Czech Republic. So the country, compared to other European Union countries, has quite moderate taxes. It's very open to foreign investment, and it allows its citizens to hold dual citizenship. The following country on our list is Portugal. And we spoke on this channel multiple times about Portugal, and it had a great option, Portuguese golden visa, to fast track its citizenship. Unfortunately, that is they have announced that option will no longer be possible. However, that specific fact does not jeopardize its status on this list as of now. Portugal Passport will become more and more appealing because under the Amigos Act that President Biden recently has signed, Portugal has a right to apply for E1 treaty tender and E2 treaty investor visa, which would allow Portuguese passport holders to stay in the US up to 5 years. This is especially important for people who are frequently traveling in the US, or for people who may have been renounced US citizenship and obviously want to be able to travel back. So Portuguese passport will gain on attractiveness in the recent years even more. Ireland is also one of the countries that found its place in our top 10. The country's excellent reputation makes traveling as an Irish citizen generally hassle-free. While Ireland is not a part of Schengen area, it is a member of Common Travel Area, which means free travel to and right to work in the UK. Switzerland, not surprisingly, is also on this list due to its moderate taxes, great reputation, general state of freedom and development in the country. Swiss travelers are one of the most respected in the world, and they generally do not have problems in any immigration checkpoints. After 2 years at the top, Luxembourg dropped to a second position this year. This tiny but prosperous EU member state offered its citizens high levels of freedom. Unfortunately for expats living there, it recently became easier to naturalize as a citizen. Luxembourg taxes are also one of the more moderate in EU. Unfortunately for expats living there, it recently actually became easier to naturalize as a citizen. And number one on Nomad Passport Index for this year goes to United Arab Emirates. This country is in the last 10 years massively improved its passport, adding more than 100 countries that UAE passport holders can travel to. UAE is a tax-free country that we frequently recommend as a great tax resident. And in last year, the offer that UAE is giving became even better, because what they did is that they realized that there is a lot of investors, a lot of migrant skilled workers that are coming to the UAE, and what they did is say, okay, we want to keep those people. Though UAE citizenship was previously not available to that group of people, or actually to anyone who was not born there, in the last year they have introduced the ability for people to get UAE citizenship. If you would like to check where your country is on Nomad Passport Index and how it is overall rated, you can check a link in the description below for more details.